We will continue with why we're struggling with discipline. We're still there. So there is organization that goes the used one. They feel used. That's the name of the organization. So in our case, it's the used parents. In our case. So the same way that we acting outside with the society, the same way we will act at home. A weak parents, a weak one, that let the child use him is usually a person that outside also he get under pressure very fast and he let everybody use him. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's not only at home. It's a pattern, it's a person that is weak. And even the demand don't make any sense. Okay? Since I get under pressure very fast, even though I know that they're using me, but I cannot say no. There are people like that. So when you see people that like to use people, you have to be very strong. Very strong. If it's at your workplace, or if you're living in the apartment building, so when we come home, also, when you want to implement discipline, if you not able to be strong and not to let other people to use you, you're not going to be able to discipline your child because they're going to use you. You're a vulnerable person, you're a weak person, weak. Aren't we here and there? I don't say every day, but sometimes don't we feel that people want to use us? Did it happen to you once?
Yes, yes.
It happens to everybody.
Happened to everybody, yes?
Once in a while, at some point.
So what are we doing to prevent it?
It depends who that person is. Sometimes the person is very close. You
So
can.
what?
Amen. Sometimes you can say no if you don't feel obligated.
It's not that. You feel that you've been used.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, it happens. Yes.
Yes, it happens. Because it can be also your own kids, even when they grown up. they're gonna dump their kids always by you. He said, anyway, Ima don't know how to say no, right? And you cannot say no because what my kids will say. Yeah? And you're falling into this, knowing that you've been used, but you have no choice. Sounds familiar? Okay. The Gemara says if you quiet, it means you admitting. That's what it is. Meaning the other ones, they not consider it that we have also needs and we also limited, but they got used already to ask everything from you without even consider you can do it, you cannot do it, you have time to do it, you're tired, you're not tired. That's it. So if one day you're going to see organization that call the used ones, the used organization, used. So you see what is common between all of them? Every person that is in the organization is a member. What's going to be in common? Not only the pain, the frustration and the anger also. They angry at the people who take advantage of them. They're using them. And they not consider it. How many times I heard over here in my office that people are talking to me, say, you're using me, they don't care about my feelings and this and that. Okay? Why do you let it happen? My question is, why do you let it happen? Because we giving them the legitimacy to continue to do it. So why are you complaining? You calling for this.
Harold,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Sometimes you're afraid that people get offended if I say no. I mean, even though if rightfully we know that like it's too much pressure, but we're afraid if we say no, then we have to deal with something even much bigger.
You see, if it's once in a blue moon and you want to do chesed, okay, fine with me. But I'm talking about something that coming frequently. You see, you've been taking advantage of.
You give in once and now they think that they're expecting it.
Exactly.
Okay?
So now what should we do?
So now what you should do? You have two things to do. Either to complain all day long. If it's going to help you, you can call me up, okay? And tell me, you see, I complain and zero. He's not going to stop. when you complaining about your kids, are they gonna stop?
No.
What will stop them?
If you just stay strong and not to give in.
Very good. Very well said.
Say you can do it yourself.
I cannot do it. Because they see the weaknesses. They see, the kids see that we weak people. Okay? He's not a thief. He's not. He's a user. Meaning, he coming with a koach, right? And he is using your weakness and the fact that nobody is saying no to him. Try. The moment that you're going to say no, what can the child do? Come with a gun? What can he do? So we are the problem, the parents. Why are we weak? You can be very nice to the kids, but a rule is a rule. And you don't cross the rules. You cannot do it. This I'm not going to let happen. Within the frame, fine enough. But if you try to not to listen to us, that's not going to happen. And pitom you find out that your child is only a tiger made out of paper.
Meaning they're gonna scared of you and they're not gonna ask anymore.
Example. You have a car. And a neighbor or a relative that used you already before, not one time and not two times. He said, can you do me a favor? Can you drive me to the supermarket? And you're not interested now to do it. I don't want to do it. And we don't know the reason. And according to what you think and according to what you know, you don't have to go ahead with his request. So now, who said that you're not allowed to say no? On the contrary, you said no, and let's see how considerate he is. If he'll try to pressure you emotionally, like to say to you, how can you say no to me? From you, I didn't expect it. How many times did you hear that? Huh? You said no to someone and the other one start to manipulate you. Yeah. I'm so disappointed. From you, I didn't expect this. Oh, I tell you, what? I cannot ask you a favor? the users, they know which line to use. They know exactly what to say to you. So your job is, okay, to say no. I don't have time now. And if you don't like what I'm saying, it's not my problem, it's your problem. It's not my problem. So now it will come very close to extortion. Because he'll do everything to make you feel not pleasant. He'll play on your conscience, he will play. But this will fade away very fast because when he'll see that it doesn't work, he's not going to use it anymore because you're not falling for that. If you don't want to use this, so don't complain that everybody is using you. And now I'm coming back home. Do not complain that your kids are using you time after time because you don't know how to say no. Even if you say no, at the end you say yes. Okay? Okay? Let me give you example and let's see what you're going to say. I'll keep quiet, okay? I'll present the case and then I will let you talk. Okay? Good. A person have a brother-in-law that the complainer saying he has no heart. He doesn't care what other people feel. He doesn't care for other people's needs. He says, after school was over, so until the camp will start, he decided to come to my house and to dwell in my house for 1 week with his wife and his kids. Now, I'm working from morning until evening. And when I'm coming home, I need peace and quiet. I cannot take too much noise. He is not able to understand that I cannot accept a guest for such a long time. My brother-in-law, since he knows how to use people, and on top of it, he is also stingy. So why should he go waste his time upstate or somewhere? He decided to dwell in my house for 1 week. So, what are you saying until now? What you will do if somebody will tell you something like that?
He has no obligation to take his brother-in-law in, and he should just not get upset or angry, and he should just tell them nicely, this is a situation, I can't do it. And it's not his responsibility.
Okay.
Because, you know, people forget, this is what I discovered in my life. People forget that that same person, when it's the opposite, will not take you in necessarily. Not that that's why you're doing it, but those people not inconvenience themselves. You know, it's always the people that get upset with you for not helping you, but they are, on the other hand, are not the type to step up to the plate to help others. I find that many times those are the people that have no problem saying no to you. They have no problem saying no. So
For sure.
why should you be abusive? You're being abusive to yourself. That's my opinion.
Okay, but after all, he already dwelled in his house. We heard that way after it happened already. So he was asking a question, what shall I do next time? So the question is like this. Can you tell me what were the facts? How did he get to it, Bichlal? What? You want to tell me that one day he popped in your front door with his wife and kids and he says, Shalom Aleichem, we came to dwell over here. I don't believe so. And they said, no, he called me. And he says that he wants to come to be a guest for 1 week. No. So what did you say? He said, I didn't feel, you know, that it's not nice to say no. You have to understand, he is my brother-in-law, a family. So if so, I told him, so what do you want from me? You said, okay, no? You said, okay. So why are you complaining now? He sounds that he is a decent person. First he called you, he was asking you, and you said yes. Why? Because you were embarrassed to say no.
Rabbi, in Russia, you say неудобно. Such a
Neudobno,
famous
right?
phrase.
Okay, good.
Yes,
That's much I know.
that's how they feel.
Okay. But why it became his problem? It's your problem. He was asking you? Yes. You agreed? Yes. No. So now listen to what he said. He should understand from his own that a person that works all week needs some peace and be quiet. Why are you dumping yourself with your family and people? So why didn't you say it? You say, no, I can't. And say, no, I'm sorry. I'm working all week and I don't have koach for all this, you know. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. But that's who we are. We feel, you know, what they might think about me, that I'm like this, I'm like this. So I'm ready. I don't know if that's the right word, to suffer and to be hurt, to feel hurt, to feel that it's not fair. He's using us, but the facts are not like that. He doesn't feel it because he was asking you. And you said, okay. So now he dumped it on him, because how come he don't understand that it's not nice to be at people's house for 1 week? How is he supposed to know? So, Behemet, it's possible maybe that he is not that considerate. I can understand this. But why are you angry at him? If you by yourself, you don't know how to clarify it for him, that in our house we have set of rules. After 8 o'clock, everybody has to be in bed. We need peace and quiet. And I don't want to scream at your kids now, this and that. I don't think it's a good idea. You didn't say anything. You just said, okay. So you are the weak one. Why are you angry at him? You have to be angry at yourself. How come I'm so weak? So now, I hope that the parents understand already. Where am I heading to? Are we sometimes angry on our kids that then don't know where to stop or when to stop? We're giving in to them, and then we get upset. Why are you upset? You're upset at the child? Why? Close the hole. Right? We're complaining all the time about our kids, that they have too much. Who gave them all this?
I gave them.
So why are you complaining?
Now I'm stuck.
Why are you complaining?
Now we're looking for a solution and we don't know how to go back.
No, now you have to say no. If you feel that is not necessary, you said no. And the child will jump up and down, you're bad mommy, I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. All the guilt feelings playing on your conscience and so on. Don't let it happen. So the kids are not at fault. We are at fault. Yes, they'll come with many, many demands.
Absolutely, yes.
Who said that I have to supply any demand? Who's saying it? Who?
No one, there is no such rules that you have to do all these things.
So why are we upset on the kids?
We're confused about kindness. It reminds you of the pasuk, if you're kind to the cruel, you will be cruel to the kind. We don't understand what being kind really, it's really being kind to the child. To be stricter, you're doing him a favor. And that's what a parent has to put in the seichel in their head. You have to have seichel, know you're the controlling element in the household. You're the director, and you have to be a director. You have to do what's good, what's the right thing that's going to benefit the child the best. and not be soft. And it's interesting. I don't think many people are as soft at work as they are at home. I think sometimes people, when they go to work, they have no problem saying no to employees or to students. When they're at work, it's different. In the business world.
Listen, when you're weak, you're weak. The problem is not the kids' problem. We are the problem. We're giving in. We give them many things that they don't need because they know how to play on our conscience. My friend has it, his mother bought it for him. All my friends are time after time after time. So what do you think happens if I'm not going to give it to him? I'm a bad ima. Why should my child will not have it? Everybody have it. I feel bad for him. That's it.
And what do you do when the child says, how come to my brother or my sister, yes, and not me? That's other problem, because sometimes you see some kids needs more or other kind of attention. What's the answer?
You can explain, he got it for the birthday. When your birthday will come, we'll buy you also. Everything has explanation. First you say no. When the child know that he has some teeth over there, he will understand perfectly.
He has no choice, right?
We have expression when a person sees a donkey, he's not going by foot. He's going to ride on a donkey. When they see us, that we're ready to supply them everything. And even if we say no, they know it's yes. So why not?
Rabbi, excuse me, the Farsi say, خر خیلی خوبیه، خر خوبیه.
So people will tell me, but you have to do chesed. I know that.
This is another thing, yeah.
That's another thing, right?
Do chesed and Hashem will return you in other ways, yes.
Okay. Chesed also has limitation. If the chesed come on the account that I have to now to break all the rules of the house, is not a chesed. Only when it fits my way of life, then by accepting them, okay, that's chesed. But you cannot destroy over here and build over there. Who told you to do it? He has another solution to find. Me, if I'll break the rules of the house, oy vavoy. So that's not chesed. So in order to do chesed right, you have to learn what chesed means. Maybe one day we have to learn ilchot chesed. What yes and what no. Because sometimes when you're saying no to the other person, you're doing chesed with him. So now you have to understand. People right away, they smell weak people and they take advantage of them. Many people at work, they feel they've been taking advantage of. Yes? It can be wherever you go. If you're weak, right away, they're going to smell you from a mile away and they're going to take advantage of you. So, to the parents over here, I want to say, please, stop torturing yourself that I'm a bad ima, I'm bad this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. You're doing enough. You're doing more than enough. You don't feel guilty if I don't give them what they want. I'm not doing my job. No. Instead of this, give them attention, love them, hug them, instead of this. You show love all the time. You say, I don't want to give it to you because we love you. If I'll hate you, I'll buy it for you. That's what you have to say. Do you want us to love you or do you want us to hate you? What do you want? And by saying no, we care for you. And we feel the opposite. If I'll say no, I don't care. And actually you care.
That's very good. Yeah. Very smart. And
This is the way to present it.
And this is the truth. If you care, then you shouldn't give in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not lying. You're telling the truth. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And you're doing chesed with the child now. Doing chesed, Ima will not let you grow to be a user. You will understand no is no. And you have to know that you're not alone in this world. Other people have also feelings. You have to be considerate. So we're going to teach you. Because what happened if you cannot say no? How do you feel? How do you feel when you have, only example, a guest that you don't like, but you cannot say no? How do you feel? Are you enjoying it? Are you jumping up and down from joy? Are you upset at them? Are you angry at them? Why are you so quiet?
All the above. All the above.
So why you have to go through this? You say no. We can't. So you're not getting angry and you're not calling them names. No. Well,
Rabbi, do you have to give a reason, or can you just say, I can't? No? Just say, I can't.
I'm so sorry. We wanted very much, but we cannot. That's it.
Mhm.
So you're gonna hear from the other side, oh, I thought that you're gonna jump on it because we're coming to the neighborhood and so on. Ah, good, but we cannot. The moment that you start to justify yourself, you're opening up a door for pressure. Meaning you're not sure of what you're saying.
And the husband and wife have to be on the same page, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
It's a shalom bayit thing.
That's a shalom bayit.
It depends whose side also. Your family or his family or
Yeah. We've all gone through it.
okay. But if they are on the same page, okay, right away when one says no, the other one should be on his. Give him a backing as a. Usually, then one say to another, "Why not? It's only two people. No Shabbat. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need rest."
Don't point it.
But it's my cousin, he comes once a year. Why can't we have him on Shabbat? Not in my mind. I need peace of mind. I also have Shabbat. So by saying no, so you're doing chesed with your wife, and the wife doing chesed with the husband, okay? Well, all the chesed have to be outside. My wife, let's say she is tired, okay? So now, where shall I do the chesed now? With her or with the guest that I want to impress now?
With the wife.
So,
And I heard a rabbi recently say it's not a mitzvah to host guests that live in your neighborhood and they have food and they have a home. It's really only a mitzvah when somebody comes from out of town and they have no food or they're poor, ani. It's not a mitzvah for people that live nearby and
very good.
have a lot of money.
Very good.
And it was a friend of yours.
A woman can tell me, I had so many guests last night. I was so tired. I said, excuse me, you didn't have a guest. You had company. Guests, it's people that don't have no food, no place to stay, they don't know where to go. That's called achnasat orchim. You know, in Europe, in every shul, they had achnasas orchim, meaning the shul used to give them rooms, food, everything else. Okay? That's why after the davening, the Chazan used to make a kiddush. For who you say a kiddush? People going home now. For the guests that coming and they don't have where to stay, the shul took care of them. That's called achnasat orchim. That you can say oreach. But if I have my friends and this and that's coming and going, that's not a mitzvah. This you have to know. So just for general information, every morning we say, אלו דברים שהאדם עושה אותם, these are the things that person doing them. The fruit, אוכל פירותיהם בעולם הזה, והקרן קיימת לו לעולם הבא. The fruits of the mitzvah, you're going to eat over here, but the principle, meaning the main thing, you're going to get in עולם הבא. And there is a list. The first one is כיבוד אב ואם, כן? והכנסת אורחים, guests, וביקור חולים, to go visit the חולה, והשכמת בית הכנסת, to go to shul early, והבאת שלום בין אדם לחברו, to make peace between two friends, ובין איש לאשתו, and between a husband and a wife, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. So if I'm learning the Torah, I'm exempt from all this?
No.
No. And the pshat is, if you don't learn Torah, how do you know how to respect your parents? If you don't learn Torah, how do you know what is bringing in orchim? How do you know when to visit the chole, the sick person? How do you know how to make peace between a friend to a friend? Who taught you? And between a husband and wife, how do you know how to do it? You have to learn Torah. So, yeah. And it says also, Ugmilut Chasadim also, it's on the list. If you don't learn Torah, you don't know what Milut Chesed means, you don't know what Chesed means. Sometimes I do Chesed to other people on the back of my wife. That's Chesed. That's Avon. That's not Chesed. By buying the child what he wants, that's Chesed. You're destroying him. So everybody should learn You buy the kids only things that they need. Necessity. באמת, they get. And you don't give them, they come in with demands. So they don't feel that you give it to them. They're taking it by force from you. And they don't feel obligated. Why? Because you agree to it. So let's ask more. A person has a job, okay? He's working like I don't know what, but the pay is no good. He has two choices. What are the choices? I'm asking you. Usually what people do.
They ask for more money, or they leave their job.
Don't you know people that they staying in the job and complaining all day long?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Mhm.
I hate my boss. He's like this, he's like that. He doesn't pay well, he doesn't care.
Mhm.
So what are you doing then?
Yeah. Why are you being abused?
Instead of complaining, get up and leave.
Yeah.
The same thing with a child. You continue to work, you complaining, but you're still there. Aren't we have the same attitude? It's the same attitude. So hopefully the parents will get the message once and for all. It's not the kids to blame. Who is at fault? Hello? Who is at fault?
The parents.
So instead of sitting and complaining all day long, everybody complaining. The kids of today, not appreciative, not this, or that. Of course not. Why should they? Why should they? They found two friarim, as we say, right? And they riding on their back. They're supplying all their demands. They're afraid to say no. So it's your free choice. Either you say no, either you keep quiet. At least don't complain. When a kid knows, when he knows that you say no, it's no, it's a beautiful, it's an excellent chinuch. Excellent. And that's part of discipline. You see, Ima, she is disciplined. She's saying no, it's no. You cannot have it better than that. And you don't jump on and say, "Ma pitano." Tzadikel, we love you, but the answer is no, because we love you. He will throw a tantrum, falling on the floor, bam, boom. Don't pay attention, בכלל. Can you do it? Everybody quiet.
What if he replies, "You don't love me"?
Huh?
What if the child replies, "You don't love me"?
Because I love you, I said no.
And if he says, "No, you don't love me"?
Okay, so now he is trying to manipulate you.
Yeah.
Don't fall for this garbage. Abba and Ima loves you very much. Nobody can love you like we love you. And when we say no, it's coming out of love because it's not good for you.
Okay, thank you.
Can you say it? Can you say it?
Because Hashem, Lynetta will try.
Otherwise, the kids will take you for a ride. Wow, 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 wow. There is not going to be end to it. And the older they get, the demand I see it. Sometimes I see kids are going to get married. They don't feel for the parents zilch. They're choosing a hall. Why? Because it's a nice hall, expensive one of them. Because the parents cannot say no. Even the kids, I'm sorry to say it, they have no mercy on the parents. Why? Because they got used to it already.
Some children, they have a different character.
Okay. Meaning the parents know how to say no. The parents know how to say no. We cannot afford it, and we cannot afford it. So the kid will come, I get married only once in my lifetime. I wanted to be nice, with respect and so on and so, all the manipulation that involved there. This is where it will show kacha. Something to think about. Now we, the parents, we have to work on ourselves. The kids are not at fault. We are at fault because we cannot say no. So you have to learn how to say N-O. And stick to it. That's the main thing. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock in Hashem.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, Rabbi.
Good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night, Rabbi.
Tomorrow 1 o'clock if it's Hashem.
Right, Hashem.
Good night. Thank
And
you.
then tomorrow
Thank
night
you.
also at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
1 o'clock, Rabbi?
Looking
1
forward.
o'clock and 9 o'clock by the Israelis.
Thank you, Rabbi.